We need to fight climate change, and we need an ambitious package of laws to do that.
Fit for 55 package is a follow-up from the climate law, where we set out the roadmap for how to reach the climate goals.
Having declared a climate emergency, the European Parliament aims to make good on a commitment called Fit for 55 with a package of measures. The aim, to slash carbon output 55% by 2030. In the last 30 years, Europe reduced, on average, less than 1% of its CO2 emissions every year. Now, until 2030, it will have to reduce the emissions by more than 3% every year.
Everyone has to be a part of the solution, and not one single country can do it on its own. It's up to everyone to really realize that this is also an opportunity. We can see this happening in Sweden at the moment, where we transform our old industries like steel, like mining, into green ones.
Strengthening the emissions trading system, one that puts a price on carbon, is key for using market forces to pressure emissions cuts.
ETS is the most important part to stop climate change. We also need a good infrastructure, and we need also standards in the industry. But without ETS, we will just not make it.
According to the Commission's calculations with ETS, there will be 25 times more emissions saved than with the CO2 emission standards for cars and vans.
The Commission proposed a 100% reduction until 2035. This would mean all cars have to be electric, just electric. And we think that a basket of options is better.
Fit for 55 aims to include aviation as part of the effort.
We are aligning the aviation sector with our climate goals. We need to respect our goals, but those goals also must be a reflection of our today's reality, and we cannot allow the industry to bear the whole burden.
Agriculture is another key sector to make it not part of the problem, but help it be part of the solution.
We have to bring the farmers in the position to make use of all the available technologies. For example, digitalization, precision farming, and with these technologies they would be able to use less fertilizers, but on the same time with the same output.
The EU aims to get all Europeans on board Fit for 55 with funding to facilitate the transition.
We are concerned that the biggest impact will be on those countries, those households in all of our 27 member states that can least afford it. So to kind of soften that impact, we also need a social climate fund, not only to help you pay your monthly energy bill, that helps you once, but hopefully also to help you invest in insulation of your house or more green mobility.
Fit for 55, only possible with everyone on board, the EU27 and their citizens, while showing leadership and ambition on a global level to meet the Paris Climate Accords for people and planet.
Yes, ambition, but also keep an eye on the social impact.
A global trading superpower, the EU also needs to get its trading partners to cut their carbon footprint or risk putting EU firms at a disadvantage. The reasoning behind a carbon border adjustment mechanism is to avoid companies moving out of Europe if costs of producing in Europe are higher due to stricter CO2 emissions cuts than outside Europe. The EU Green Deal must be a deal and green. For the EPP Group, jobs must remain in Europe.